They're called the Beyonders. They are dreamers, destroyers. All of reality is their whim. Who dares stand before them? Only doom. The multiverse is dying. Only 2 universes remain. Today, Earths collide. In the Ultimate Universe, Nick Fury contacts the Ultimate Reed Richards, also known as the Maker. The final incursion is here, and the Ultimate Universe is ready. They aren't going to risk death, so S.H.I.E.L.D. is preparing a preemptive strike on the Marvel Universe. They're going to send everything. Everything they've got. On the other side of the incursion, the 616 universe is also getting ready for a fight. S.H.I.E.L.D. and an army of heroes are gathered together, and a battle begins. New York City is attacked, but don't worry, Spider-Man's got this. Maybe? Meanwhile, in the Baxter Building, a lifeboat is being prepared. If this is indeed the end times, then the 616 Reed Richards will at least be able to preserve the human race. Black Widow is gathering the world's most able minds and important people in the hopes that humanity will survive all of this. Outside, a battle rages on. The heroes struggle against the ultimate forces until 2 Sentinels arrive. All this time, the X-Men have been well aware of the problem regarding incursions, but until now, Cyclops has largely been sitting on the sidelines. But Scott has been preparing his own solution to the problem, and the X-Men join the Avengers in defending their world. A team of the 2 factions travel to the Ultimate Earth, where they attack the Triskelon, this version of the S.H.I.E.L.D.'s headquarters. Together they are able to topple the building. But now it is the Maker's turn to enter the fray. He unleashes a fleet of highly advanced weapons as they make a devastating attack on Earth 616. From a safe location, a team of villains look on. With little else to do, Wilson Fisk is hosting a party where they shall drink with joy at their hero's greatest failure. Until they hear a voice. Gentlemen, they say that when you die, you can't take it with you. Which begs the question, exactly what am I going to do with all these bullets? In the city's streets, Black Widow's ship, escorting a team destined to save the human race, is tragically destroyed in an instant. It's time. There's little else to do. Black Panther and Reed activate a device which is connected to the teleporting hero known as the Manifold. The heroes that are to be saved are teleported to the life raft. Many are brought on board, including Spider-Man, Star-Lord, and Captain Marvel, while others, like the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy, are left behind. There is no space. There is no time. The Sentinels are struggling to hold off the ultimate forces. Cyclops decides it's time to activate his master plan. The Phoenix Egg is ready to hatch. There you are, old friend. Remember me? Remember how this feels? It's love. The life raft sets off, while the Phoenix rampages outside, until Scott Summers suddenly finds himself aboard the raft with the others. The heroes settle in as they take off, but as they do, the incursion is closing in on the raft, and a bolt of lightning causes a massive hull breach on the vessel. A chunk of the ship is blown off, and inside are a number of heroes, including the rest of the Fantastic Four. Reed and T'Challa prepare to rescue them, but it's too late. The Invisible Woman is unable to sustain a shield around the debris, and everyone on board rapidly dissolves into nothing. Reed is devastated, but the heroes have no time for grief. They rush to escape the incursion, and as worlds collide, everything dissolves into a bright, white light. My entire life, I believed in better days ahead. I believed in tomorrow. I hid that belief in my heart, a stronghold against a world that devours hope. But now the walls have fallen. I have been overrun, and I believe, in nothing. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of Secret Wars number 1. Well now, that's certainly one way to start an event. Everyone and everything you know is dead! Yay! But I actually enjoyed this comic. In fact, I liked it quite a bit. To quote one of the most overly used lines in history, this isn't the ending, it's only the beginning. But literally, this is only issue 1. And this has been telegraphed by Marvel pretty clearly for some time. I had a feeling this is how things were going to go down, and for those of you worried about how Marvel is going to go from here, well, you don't really have a reason to just yet. We won't know what things are going to be like until after they happen, so it's pointless to judge before we actually get to see the final product. All we know is that, for now, Battleworld waits for us on the other side, thanks to Marvel releasing this handy map. I'm looking forward to this event. It seems to be exciting and on the whole worth it in my eyes. Does this mean that Marvel will be starting fresh and wiping the board clean after Secret Wars? Probably not, but it would be a good time to get rid of some of the baggage that has been hanging over continuity for years now. So in my eyes, a bit of a reboot could probably be good for the company on the whole. But rest assured that while 2 universes did die in this story, only one is going to last. Sorry, Ultimate Universe, it's been a blast, but with the exception of Spider-Man, Ultimate Comics has been stale for years, and while I enjoy a lot of the earlier comics, they really haven't produced much that hasn't been all that great since before Ultimatum, which rolled out several years ago if I remember correctly. So as far as I can tell, Marvel is keeping the best thing that ever came out of it, Miles Morales, and doing away with most of the rest. This is something I call common sense. Still, I'll miss you, Ultimate Everything. The first volume of Ultimate Spider-Man is basically the reason I read comics in the first place, so it will always hold a place in my heart, and it will be missed. So I'm pretty unshaken by this whole end of the universe business. I see no need to panic or nerd rage. Looking past it all, I got a pretty badass comic with some amazing moments. Like, this whole business with the Phoenix was an excellent and amazingly fun surprise. The Punisher also has a great little cameo here, and that was a good part too. And then there's this moment, which in all honesty, I found just so heartbreaking. Poor Reed just watched his family die, and it was all just so tragic and sudden. This was a very moving moment which really stood out compared to the usual nonsense I expect out of big events like this. Now at this point, I'm sure some of you will be annoyed that I'm sitting here praising Secret Wars when I have been nothing but an asshole with regards to the Convergence Core series. I just think that the main series of Convergence just doesn't have the same writing and energy that Secret Wars has shown so far, and with its prelude, time runs out. Of course, all this can change, and it most definitely is all very subjective. I have a certain taste that others might not share with regards to Jonathan Hickman's writing style, and that sort of thing can really affect my and your opinion. Is this the perfect comic? No. This story was a bit of a cluttered, inaccessible mess with all kinds of problems. It's rushed like crazy, and the comic is over before you know it. There's also a weird habit of having characters in this comic have something I'm going to affectionately refer to as blowjob face. I also can't help but wonder just how many people are going to pick this up and have no idea what's going on. My guess is that readers are going to be quite confused if they haven't read Time Runs Out, and I feel a lot of people haven't read Time Runs Out. But Secret Wars number 1 was really a solid read with some great artwork and on the whole a lot of fun in my eyes. And yeah, to me, that's good enough for a recommendation. I liked it, and that's what's important. Well, at least to me it's important. It's certainly not going to be for everyone. If you don't like this comic, trust me, I understand. But for me, a person who went through all of Time Runs Out, and more importantly, enjoyed it all too, this was a fun comic and totally worth my time. It leaves me so excited for not only Secret Wars, but whatever Marvel does next. I'm being optimistic. It could be awful, but I am hopeful. And based on this start, I think we're in for a real treat with Secret Wars. In the end, I do recommend you check it out for yourself. If you're confused about what the hell is going on in this story, you should really watch our video on Time Runs Out. It's, a little long, but this comic is probably off the walls crazy if you haven't had a chance to go over Time Runs Out, so that's almost required reading for this stuff. Well, almost. Clearly we're moving into a new direction from here on out, and it's not a big deal if you don't care that much about the story building up to all of this. But these are just my dumb, overly complicated opinions on all this. Sorry for a long review, but for once I actually felt like I had a lot that was worth talking about here. So feel free to share your view of Secret Wars in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.